Okay. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we'll continue on our book reading today. Toyota with Service Excellence by Jeffrey K. Liker and Karen Ross. And still in chapter 6, it says micro principles. And we are in principle 8, which says build in quality at each step. Yesterday, we looked at quality improvement at Hereford Healthcare System Diagnostic Lab. The goal of this healthcare was to develop a system or a process that is simple for them and can be useful for them to improve daily and improve on any problems they have identified and contained. Today on page 220, we'll be looking at designing quality into Menlo's software. Designing quality into Menlo's software. One thing not visible on a tour of Menlo Innovations is its religious use of a best practice, which is rarely practiced by others, called unit testing. For each unit of code, generally a single function, the software programmer builds a test or tests that can reveal defective codes. In a sense, you are programming twice. One is the original code, and the second is code to test if your code is fit for function. An added benefit of creating the test is that it forces the programmer to think deeply about the inputs, outputs, and error conditions, and thus the unit's desired behavior. You can see on the wall near the work authorization board a chart that records each of the unit's test design and run, which can get into the hundreds of thousands for a complex project. The result is designed in quality, so the software rarely fails. Unit testing also frees up Menlo's group of quality advocates from wasting time searching for defects. To get from an orange dot to a green dot, a quality advocate comes and checks the software. The quality advocate works closely with the technical anthropologist and is checking whether the software meets the customer's requirements and is user-friendly. In fact, some quality advocates were technical anthropologists and do not have software development training. After the quality advocate approves, the team gets rapid feedback watching the customer attempt to use the software in the weekly reviews. Softwares that fails because of defective code or software that is not satisfying to the customer does not last beyond these rigorous tests. As we noted earlier in the book, years have passed without a customer complaint after the software has shipped. As a part of the pursuit of joy, Menlo wants any failures or customer concerns to be dictated and resolved as the software is being developed. Of course, this requires some upfront money, but as quality guru David Crosby noted, quality is free. What he meant was that any upfront investment will pay themselves back in multiple due to much lower rework and customer pain. Richard Sheridan tells an amusing story about the company's most successful project to write the software for a complex portable blood analyzer. Accurate cytometers engage Menlo innovators to design and build the software that ships with each unit. He describes how Leo, Menlo customer service guy, carefully packs up the unit and ships it to Accuray, anxious to learn it if it will satisfy the customer. He intends to give detailed instruction on its use as soon as it arrives. When he does not hear from his contact at Accuray, he is desperate to know what is going on. Finally, after waiting in agony all day and night, he calls them the second morning and they pleasantly reply, "Oh yeah, we got the box yesterday morning. We just unpacked it and started using it right away. We have been doing science with it for 2 days. It is great." Customers who choose to work with Menlo are willing to pay for tech anthropologists in an extended upfront customer requirement phase. They are willing to pay for pairs of programmers, and they are willing to devote their times to weekly reviews. This is all costly, but the end result is lower cost software. In large part because of avoiding all the costly reworks that happened in traditional development processes. Richard calls this lower cost at a higher price, which means there are some higher prices, but in large part because of built-in quality, the overall cost of the software is much lower. Okay, this is where we'll stop for our reading this morning. Still talking about building in quality in everything that we're doing. Like today says, designing quality into Menlo's software. The passage we just read just give us a short story of how Menlo designed quality into their softwares. Remember that Menlo is a tech company. They design systems, they design softwares. So you just told us how they designed quality into their softwares, into their code, and into everything that they were doing. So designing quality into everything that we are doing is very, very important. Yesterday, we looked at designing quality in the healthcare system, in the diagnostic lab. How do you design quality into it? Which we found that at Henry Ford's healthcare system, they were trying to look for a system that is efficient, that can work throughout the whole lab, so that there will be no mistake of mixing people's results or mixing people's blood samples and bringing out wrong results for people. And today we've looked at building in designing quality into Menlo's software. So quality is very, very important no matter what you're doing. Whether you're cooking, you're designing, you're working, your work process, it is important to make it a quality service. Either it's a service or it's a product, let it be a quality thing. So this is another way you give your customers excellent customer service. Like the book says, Toyota way to service excellence. This is another way of service excellence, building in quality in everything that you're doing. So that's a brief summary of our reading this morning. Thank you.